Hey, on Mehmet Oz.
Hello, Dr. Oz. Thank you so much for calling. We'll make it quick for you. I know you're super busy. I
Right.
have so many questions for you. But Dr. Oz, thank you for coming on with us. You are the voice of calm and reason, and you comfort us in these times. And before we get started, I want to talk to you about something you said you do. Before you enter your
Sure.
house, you take off your clothes and your shoes.
Well, the reason I do it, and I appreciate the kind words, is because I know that the virus can live on our clothes. So I don't want to take that into the holy space of my bedroom. So I take my shoes off always because they can carry all kinds of stuff, and then I take my clothes off and I hang them, and they last these viruses on our clothes about 24 hours. So if you just put them in the corner, you'll kill the virus without having to wash them or send them to the cleaners or launder them. And so it's a practical, efficient, and inexpensive way of getting rid of virus. If you have T-shirts and other things, you can just throw them in the washer because just like washing your hands kills the virus, washing your dishes and washing your clothes does as well in a laundromat.
Oh, I love that. And it's great for your neighbors too. I would like to be your neighbor. Say, okay, Oz is home. Let's go watch him get undressed.
Exactly.
Oh, man. Well, I saw some hopeful news this morning. I'm wondering what it's all about. Researchers found that the coronavirus is not mutating quickly. So there's a chance it will take one vaccine to beat it rather than a new one every year. Is that true?
It is true. I've spoke to the famous virus hunter Ian Lipkin, who is at Columbia with me, Columbia University. He unfortunately just got COVID-19, so I was
Oh.
interviewing him remotely just so he could share his experience and reemphasize how much the social distancing is important. But I asked him that question, and this is a man who was the character in Contagion. He was he's the medical director of the movie. And
Oh.
he shared that this virus is perfectly made, so why would it mutate? It spreads more aggressively than anything he's ever seen in his life. It doesn't kill you, usually, so it doesn't kill itself because as a virus kills you, then it's done as well. So there's not a lot of pressure for it to mutate and get better. It might one day, but at least for a while it won't. And that gives us all the window we need to either get it and survive and be strong or to get the vaccine. But he did share something that was a bit alarming. I thought if we had, if half of us got it, we'd be better off because then we couldn't pass it again to our colleagues and friends. He says it's not quite that easy. You need to get the vast majority of people to have the virus before you get what's called herd immunity, where someone who's not protected doesn't get it because they're around people who already had it, so the virus can't get to them.
Oh, wow. And we know that you're in the thick of it. You're in New York City. We're seeing some pretty grim news, some hospitals being set up, some tents outside of hospitals. And I know that you're at Columbia. So what are the biggest shortages? Respirators, masks, it's everything, space, I guess?
Well, the biggest shortage is ultimately going to be people. We need more doctors and nurses, and to that point, I just recorded with a colleague of mine, also at Columbia, because we're right in as you point out, in the middle of this, so we're getting thrust into making these decisions. But my friend Don Landry just published an article in the Washington Post arguing that we should graduate all the medical students and nurses early, like they did in the Second World War.
Yes.
You don't have to finish your last class, but frankly, it's already, at the end of March. The students are going to graduate in 2 months. If they miss 2 months of school, who cares? So just graduate the students. We've talked to them. They want to be part of the solution. Let them graduate. It would mobilize tens of thousands of young people who could participate and give us an extra reinforcement. Because a lot of this, like Ian Lipkin is sick at home. He can't go to work now. Splitting headache, fevers, cough. He can't help people. He probably got sick helping people. So the protective gear, even if you have enough of it, it's not going to uniformly save you. However, to answer your question more directly, we need all the masks and gowns we can get. That's why I've told folks, please do the patriotic thing. Do not wear a mask. We need those masks for people who are protecting us. Unless you're critically ill with some reason you have to wear a mask, forego it. Be brave. Let someone else who needs it in the healthcare field get it. And for ventilators, everyone's trying to address this. We have car companies trying to make it. We've got the federal government shipping. We'll figure it out. There's some innovative doctors who are finding ways of splitting ventilators so patients can share the same ventilator. The reassuring part of all this is the remarkable ingenuity of the American people.
Oh, yeah, totally. And Dr. Oz, we thank you for everything you're doing. Thank you for sharing, your knowledge with us because we really need it, especially now.
God bless you. Thank you very, very much. Stay well.